What's up, everybody? Shadow Gaming and Music here, and welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney. Last time, we finally got the racist English woman. If you could be surprised by that or not, you know. We finally revealed her true colors. She hates Japanese, she hates the language, and she hates everyone here. But she won't admit to the crime. And so now we're here trying to prove that there was poison in the bottle, and I think our friend, the Inspector Waiter over here, is probably dying on us in this case. So let's see what happens. I thought I'd forgotten something on one of my recordings. I had to check. That's slight pause. Sorry about that. Anyways, Miss Brett, can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. And it didn't even take Apollo's bracelet to see that. I jest, but I'm actually one of the few who defends Apollo's gimmick in Apollo Justice. But I digress. Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his, fervor. Thank you for letting me clear my throat, Hosonaga. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the morph on his wrist. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, blah blah blah. Should no other possible cause. If there's another way, please show me. It has to be on this one, right? We got the new evidence. Let's present it. Now we have it. This is what I needed. I had the right train of thought. I had the wrong timing. I feel like that happens a lot in Ace Attorney. What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Uh-oh, she knows. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison? That girl is poison. Or something like that. On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be there was poison inside? Oh, Sonaga's like, wait a second, maybe. The Brit's like, I'm about to make you chug that shit. You filthy animal. I'm going to make you bloody drink all of that poison and keel over like a wet dog. Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Hosonaga? Wait, was he surprised because he drank out of it? Hosonaga? Order! 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 And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to sip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you! Oh, she's smirking. This is outrageous! To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence! You little rookie imbecile! Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? And that means they could come to our soil and just poison dudes? I think not, Ouchie. Stop being a simp. Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty? Objection. Thank you, Kazuma. This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. You are indeed Edgeworth's ancestor. I almost used the wrong word. If I may. Even that was very disgraceful. Oh, God! She has a voice line? And it's shut up? It is you who should be silent. God damn. Of course. My dear lady! Where did that come from? She just snapped. She's not. Again, she ain't elegant. She ain't from the city. She from the boonies. She's trying to hide her accent. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady, but what are you referring to?
I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. No, you can't backtrack like that. That was the biggest backtrack I've ever heard. She already back in Britain with that. The bottle, I mean, Inspector. And whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? How? I'm scared about how you proved that it didn't have poison, dude. Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Believe it! Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
And? What did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present. Ah, in this country? Who's to say she didn't bring one from Britain, huh? We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency.
What? What? Are you sure?
The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! No! Alright, there's an obvious flaw there. She brought something with her. I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. Oh, shut up. But of course, dear lady. The pleasure was all ours. Oh, I was so sure.
This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything.
It has clarified nothing.
As the prosecution has asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death.
Which, this still leaves open the question. If he was poisoned, who shot him and how and what happened to that gun? Because it obviously wasn't this one if Ryunosuke's telling the truth. So there's still another gun we can't find.
Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit.
I'm done for. It's okay, Ryunosuke, we'll find something.
The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Spray.
I apologize for nothing. Oh no. I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this time?
No. Kazuma?
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. You ain't going nowhere! Someone! Anyone! That was her voice! Let's go! I'm loving the music of this game so far. Too. But that's a given for every as turning game. Please, wait! Isn't that...
What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistance to the defense. Whoa, you're a judicial assistant? Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. Ryunosuke, are you falling in love? Cause same, honestly. She's so pretty, she's so cute. And in her hand, it's the thing that he wouldn't go back to see. She carried a small package, wrapped in furoshiki cloth. Furoshiki cloth. Furoshiki cloth. Bleh. Damn it! There was a to be continued right after that. Son of a bitch. If only I had gone for a little bit longer. Alright, so we're continuing for a little bit. Hopefully I'll find a good place to stop in the next part. Save in the new spot because we have to make sure that we don't lose any of the footage we got. Just in case. Alright, 114. Oh, we're in courtroom 2. But we were in lobby 5. That's weird.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ha! A judicial assistant? And a woman, no. Hey! We already had a racist in here. We don't need a sexist, too. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Excuse me? Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. That's a bullshit rule. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. That's a damn lie.
5 minutes? I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency! I am most grateful. What do you got for me? Ah! This is the first time no, this is the second time, or third. Second time. We've had three people here behind the bench. Who exactly are you? Oh, I'm sorry. There's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something. Written in English. It's Giselle Brett's research. The English woman's... Don't tell... She works in the lab. She researches poison. Ooh. She's a chemical researcher. We got you now, girl. After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Oh, yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. True, she just got here. Oh, no, of course not.
Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Is it curare, curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before. Neither have I. Cura. It's freaking Final Fantasy cure. Healing magic. She's studying healing magic to know how to kill someone. Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. How dare you! There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful, thank you! Giselle's report has been entered into the court record. Alright, time to look at it in good detail. Goodbye then, and good luck. Aw, she can't stay. How dare they? Alright. Synopsis. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. Alright, so there's our answer to why they couldn't pinpoint the poison. The hunters in the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. That's my water bottle noise, if you were wondering. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. Huh. Interesting. Thank you, Susato. Oh, she saved my bacon. She's an angel.
You have had long enough, counsel. Cannot detain our English guest any longer.
I'll be the judge of that, Judge.
I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Inosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know. There you go, with confidence. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett?
Yes, Your Excellency?
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence just a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid... It's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to personally decline...
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you treat that as an order.
Get her, Judge. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. Well, that has less to do with the language and more how the judge used it.
My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
Alright, it's gonna be Giselle's report.
Yes!
The only thing we have left. Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What? Poison? What are you going to do with this, counsel?
Dun, 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 dun. You're toxic. A toxin?
A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
Shut up, Snaku head. What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it. I don't strike you as a scholar type, so I'm not surprised.
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean? That sounded like Yoda.
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist.
Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because it's a magic spell from Kingdom Hearts! Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? Exactly. Just as I surmised.
Order! 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 Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist?
According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Ooh, don't get that axe, girl. Don't get the axe, Haru. We're just telling the truth. Trumpery! These aspirations are utter trumpery! The only one trumpery is here is you. Your headpiece rivals his, man. To start with, if the victim had been administered some of the so-called deadly poison, He would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have surely noticed. That is wrong.
It's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that.
Except there wasn't a disturbance because he was paralyzed. He got hit with the thunder wave. And got hit with that 25% chance of paralysis. And he died for it. Happens in all competitive Pokemon matches, you know. RNGesus wasn't on his side. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
Thank you, Kazuma. What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration?
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That sounds horrible. That sounds, ugh. That's like the worst way to go. That sounds like sleep paralysis if you weren't able to actually start breathing again. If any of you have had sleep paralysis, it's not a fun experience. Like, it feels just like that. You're conscious, you're aware, but you can't move. Like, doing that until death, that seems... I don't even want to imagine that. Poor dude. That's hideous! It is indeed. Just like your hairline, bro.
To the observer,
I'm sorry.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison.
This girl is horrible.
Silence. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. If I may. All these facts! You think you're so clever, but you must have taught some... It is you who must be taught. Of course! Dear lady! So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them? I didn't announce we discovered. I gave you credit. I said you were the one that was researching this. Take all the credit you want. It works for me. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act.
Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual.
Haha. Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules. I'm sure would be in your weird, twisted little mind. I imagine having the laugh from anime. It just fits her condescending nature.
What's so funny?
Oh, excuse me, princess. Your Excellency?
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Well, yes, I don't see, why not?
Oh, look at her being so... Oh, I see what she's doing. But I have another theory for what's going on here. But it's interesting. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. God damn, that was racist.
Sorry?
To an English woman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. Ugh. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. Wait, what are you doing? Clever. We're never gonna see her eyes, are we? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Alright. She does have a cake going on, though. I haven't made mention of it. God damn it, why does she have to be so pretty? Why does she have to be so hot? And such a bleak on society. Goodness. Whatever's the matter? You all look quite stunned.
So, no curare. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy. Of course! That's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. No, it's not over yet!
Yes, Miss Brett?
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Oh, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
Ryunosuke, no! We're not done yet! There's something else in those notes! Come on, guys!
This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. Girl, I bet you're real fun at parties. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Hold on, let me read these notes again. Because I'm thinking of something. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death. The above mentioned effect occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. It has to be the bullet. But then the question, now my question is, how did he burn his hand if he wasn't paralyzed until the bullet entered the stream?
Let me read it one more time. Through a wound, okay. Come on, Ryunosuke. You have all the clues now. That bottle of water? It doesn't contain poison. As I thought! There is no poison in that bottle! What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd be dead by now. Sometimes, your unadulterated naivete really astounds me. But sometimes, it's in need of a good staining, until it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent? That was a guileless ending. Oh. Oh, was I supposed to say that it did have poison? This whole trial is poison. There can't... I just assumed that the poison would be on the bullet then, or the bullet activates the poison. It contains poison. Oh, okay, I see where... My thoughts were reversed. I knew what I was going to, and I just had the wrong wires connected. It does have poison, but it doesn't activate until there's a wound. Oh, the wound is the fucking... The burn is the wound. Okay, that's where my thinking is wrong. The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious.
Objection!
Fool! Are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw
Miss Brett drinking the water from it? That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I feel stupid. I've gotten 2 penalties in this first case. I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
Is it back to this? Because it only it enters the body through a wound. By a blowpipe dart. It's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic, but would it be this? The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. A solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or the patient would die of suffocation. It has to be this again. There you go, with confidence. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
That's not a valid explanation. No. After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. Dude, really? This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest, except your hairline. I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this
Oh no! I was pushing it too fast, that was my fault! I didn't mean to do that, it's not the synopsis. The synopsis, so it's bound to contain lots of vague statements.
Objection!
I was mashing A! I was mashing A, that wasn't my fault! God damn it.
Ryunosuke, Read properly.
Thanks for the concise advice. Something that explains the English woman could... Yes, I know, with no ill effects. I better I know what it is! I just was mashing A! I thought I would have to press A for the options to pop up. Now I have to be careful. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle? It's because this popped up and I was trying... It has to be the special characteristics because it mentions that... This is the part where it mentions that it has to be inflicted through a wound. So it has to be special characteristics, right? I'm gonna be laughing if I'm wrong and I end this case with one... With one thing, with one point left. Oh, I'm so mad about that one. We've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something.
Oh, Council?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please! But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat?
Yes, good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating the poison.
Good gracious, Council. No, that would be madness.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see. That makes sense.
Yes. The mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. Oh, we got you now. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew curare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. Hell yeah. You meddling little... Oh! Oh! She just evolved! It came to life! It's real!
Well, Ryunosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? A lawyer? Aw, he's starting to get used to the idea. All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it possibly... So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Haru? Miss Okumura? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish?
Flaw?
As even your brain has managed to deduce, curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they? Stick to lawyering, bruh. So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? That's right.
Good gracious.
Brett's doing a better job at at the prosecution than you are. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
Order! Order in the court! Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest?
Yes, this Curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that.
What is this?
What is this? What is this welling up inside me?
Is this a new mechanic still?
Never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense. Almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Oh, Lord.
Objection!
That was the first objection! Oh, the music, let's go!
I don't think so, Mr. Selbret. How dare you use that tone with me?
She's covering her whole eyes. Show me your eyes, girl. They can't be that ugly.
You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but you must provide compelling evidence. As we know now that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Curare?
Hold it!
Well, I did it again, guys. I'm so sorry about this, but I'm gonna have to cut this episode short again. We'll be back with the rest of this beautiful objection next time. But until then, as always, be happy, be safe, be healthy, and good night, everybody.